Yo, what is going on, you guys? This is your boy Aries from Aries Game Productions, and today I'll be doing a kind of a quick overview on. I heard a lot of people sometimes talking about bad matchups in Jump Force, and since Jump Force is a fighting game, you're going to kind of expect certain characters to not be as good suited to go up against other characters, and Jump Force isn't an exception to that, but I do think it's a little overstated with how some characters are viewed as, you know, kind of, in other words, being trash at certain matchups. And I think if we kind of get in a couple matches, we'll see kind of what the strengths and weaknesses are of the characters as far as like going up against certain characters. So we'll look at long range first. Now, these are characters that really do struggle with getting in at the long range game. Who really don't have a whole lot of tools to close the gap, but when they do, can rack up some serious damage. So the first one, of course, is Asta. He doesn't have any projectiles. He does have Black Hurricane that you can use to get some invincibility frames out of that, but you will get hit out of that if you get hit with a full screen ultimate. You'll actually get, that's just, it leaves you wide open. So Black Hurricane's really for I usually use it to try to close in on someone if I know they're going to block, like if they feel like I'm going to come in. So if they don't feel like I'm going to come in, they're going to automatically attack or try to attack me. So just break out Black Hurricane, it'll suck them up. So we're going to go with, of course, Midoriya. Midoriya does have Manchester Smash, where like he will flip, and try to cause that big earthquake, surround effect. It's very unpredictable when that thing hits, because you actually don't see him land until, he's hitting the ground and the effect is going to be. Detroit Smash is obviously just for close range. Delaware Smash, even when you charge it down, it doesn't go full screen. That's kind of my only complaint with Midoriya. So his best range is really close to mid-range. He does not really have any long range. Manchester Smash is not a long range attack, at least what I'm thinking of as energy attack. So have him, and then my boy Toguro. Toguro is actually really good. His damage output's really good. He just cannot close the gap for the life of him. He does have good mid-range with his grabs and the finger flip bullets. You can actually hold him down too, and then of course call in like an assist to swap places after he hits them, and it's a good hit confirm, so you can get stuff off that. Now, we're going to be doing the most trolly long-range teams we possibly can, so we'll go Vegeta, Frieza, and Sasuke, because of Amaterasu. It's just, you can spam Amaterasu all day and not really get punished for it. And no, dashing up to them and trying to hit them while they're guarding is not a punish, sadly. So we're going to be using those two. We're going to pick a pretty wide map too. Let's go Matterhorn. So we can just kind of get an idea for what we're going to be dealing with here. I do have the computer set up all the way high, so it's not going to be anything compared to facing a human opponent, which is, they could charge up for 2 bars and spam Gallic Gun, and then Death Beam, and then Gallic Gun again, or the Energy Volley Blast of Vegeta, but... Okay. So, let's just try to back up here, and see. Yep, so automatically, there's very little answer for that, besides maybe doing a read. Just to show you his, deck user range. Yeah, so this is where you can see, like, even with the computer, like, doing this stuff, this is actually just because all he has to do is sit back and wait for me to approach him, essentially. Oh, see, that's bad right there. But you can do this, so if you do notice, if you get one of these hits, you know, if you ever get one in a match, and you do want to change the terrain, changing the terrain sometimes might actually help you. On this stage, unfortunately, it won't. So like that, if I know they're going to block like that, just try to go for a grab. So if you notice, like, most of this fight, even with the gear, like, I have to be on the defensive for this part, and then just try to, you know, find an opening if they're rushing in, grab them, try to make up for the chip damage that they're doing to you. Switch to Deku. So we can get some damage with these characters, but it's... Oh god, yeah, see, look at that. That's... We can get out of it, but he'll Hakusuchi to death. Your only goal, basically, is to hopefully have him rush in with the Chidori like that, but... So we can do stylish avoiding right there, if you do get the chance. And then just hit him with a, Let's see, the other character we can look at, kind of trying to get in, is Toguro. Izuku and Asta aren't as bad as trying to get in Toguro, because this... Yeah, so we can... Boom, break the guard. Oh god. Okay. Yeah, see, so if you're a Frieza, you could probably just really sit back and just watch him do this. But this is really good. This is really his big kind of... It's also a really good combo thing for Toguro right there. Boom. Watch, just look how much damage it does. Like, that does, because I mean, just because it costs 2 more. Yeah. So there's actually nothing wrong with these characters' damage. It's just that whenever the computer, or whenever you're playing against the human opponent, whenever they start to spam their range attacks, these are some characters that do struggle with that. But like I said, like, even with, you know, not really using your super meter a whole lot, you can still do, you know, you can still do damage to them. There's no question about that. It's just they do have a little bit of difficulty having an answer for it. Where if you play that same team and you have somebody like Goku, Trunks, and Piccolo fighting against that same team, you've got something, because their assists and their, you know, regular attacks, when you have them playable, they all have, you know, either counters or rush attacks that they can zoom in on you with, or really good supers where they can just pretty much ignore, you know, some of the other attacks they're getting hit by, or you would get hit by. So, actually, let's just go ahead and put that as our example here. So, Goku, Trunks, Piccolo, and, you know, versus Vegeta, Frieza, and who was the other character we had? It was Sasuke, yeah. So, even with the same team at the same stage, there are characters that are just more rounded to deal with long-range projectile attacks, and for me, when I go online, I try to pick a character that the first character that I pick on my team should at least have one long-range attack, and so I can kind of sidestep and counter if I want to. I guess quote-unquote counter. So of course, you know, counter to Vegeta's his Gallic gun right here is Kamehameha. That's a perfect example right there. He sidestepped and then that's still a problem, but that's just a really good move that he has. If you try to actually dodge that. So you can actually... Now, you're still probably going to get... If he does something like that, you might still get hit. So block it. So here's another example. So, of course, in Goku, you can just use the Kaioken attack, and, you know, we actually tried to counter that. That was the wrong move to counter. Also, another fun gameplay fact: you cannot counter supers if you have like a character that can use a counter attack. Full damage Kaioken attack is always clever boy. And then, of course, if they usually sometimes if the character is yeah, Amaterasu. We gotta get out of there. So we can actually use let's use Trunks right here. Actually, Trunks about to get hit by that nasty. Yeah, so Trunks accidentally hit with that. Now, if you're farther away from that Big Bang attack that he does right there, you can actually kind of just sidestep the Big Bang attack. But, so boom, right here. You could actually make sure Frieza is respecting us. He wasn't, so you can hit him with that. And then try to trick him into doing that right there. That's actually a dead Frieza right there. Can we just take a minute to just he dumps so good. Such a good super. But you can also, so even like that with Frieza stuff, I can still counter that. So even with Piccolo, Piccolo's got a good bit of range attacks too that Frieza kind of has to respect. And then I got Goku's level 1 super right there that he does. Then of course, you know, they whiff the first move, hit him with that right there. And then of course Piccolo set up the Hellzone grenades. So I'll still get hit, you know, whatever. And then I can still set up the Hellzone grenades right there. And then you can respect it still. The only bad thing about Hellzone grenades is that we can eat and stuff like that. If you try to set it up and he dodges the assist, you'll still get it. Piccolo looks better without that purple he's got on. Let's go ahead and power Piccolo up here a little bit. So, even right there, you just wait for him to make a mistake. And then Piccolo's got a full, you know, full range super that he does right there. Almost got that off. So even with characters like this, you can still, the character is just really overall really good range, but so let's say, okay, so he's, winning the spam, stuff like that. Obviously, Piccolo has a really good, kind of homing in, little super move there, so, Piccolo still has a good bit of tools to kind of deal out his own little spam for long range, especially if they get hit by like a special move cannon or a Kamehameha for like or really any assist. You can still set up the Hellzone grenades and, either attack and then call in the Hellzone grenades or really anything like that. But a lot of characters do have the ability to kind of counter certain spam moves. Trunks, burning attack in the air usually is a pretty good spam dodger. So, I mean, you jump away, burning attack, and worst case scenario, you can trade like that. So definitely something that you can do in the meantime while if you have an assist out or you're kind of wanting to buy your time to save up some more energy you can still do stuff like that. Another character that probably has a little bit of difficulty with long range, Luffy. If it's kind of like not necessarily long range, but even still like heavy attacks, you might be able to kind of tank them with the Red Hawk. Zoro doesn't really have that issue because of the Phoenix, his little 10 to 80 pound Phoenix. It's still kind of a decent mid range that you can combo into. Sanji also has a really hard time dealing with a kind of long range, since he's more about getting up in your face and kicking you a punch in the face. Blackbeard, you just kind of have to eat it with him. It's one of those things where if you do try to set up something with him, you might still get hit by like a stray, a long range attack that you don't really expect to get hit by. Boa doesn't have any issue getting around long range. Pistol Kiss will still reach somebody from a good bit away. Sabo doesn't have any trouble with it. Naruto, of course, is just one of those characters where he can just spam the tailed beast bomb and get that over with. And even then, if you do like a sidestep for, you can hit him with 6 pass bar. Of course, Sasuke, just one of the best characters in the game, just because of everything he uses. He's got a close range, long range. His melee moves can combo into his long range, which is just absurd. So it's actually really absurd. Kaguya, the only thing that she has is the Bone Ash, Murderous Bone Ash. She can kind of spam that a little bit. Gaara has a really good keep out and really good long range. Sand Tsunami, Sand Shower, it's really good. Even Sand Coffin, if you happen to catch them with Sand Coffin, and then have enough bar to do Sand Burial, you'll take away like maybe 30-25% off that. Kakashi has a really good one. Kamui Shuriken, really good. And even some closer encounters, lightning style. Boruto has a really good keep out too. Vanishing Rasengan, you pretty much just have to be aware of where that thing is at all times, because it will really mess you up if you just kind of run into it, and then you get hit by a triplet, lightning triplet. Pegasus really struggles with long-range characters, except if he uses Comet Fist enough, you can kind of ignore it. Same thing with Shiryu. Mountain Dragon, he'll run right through it. Rio is just really good with that too. Kenshiro has a hard time dealing with it, except that they're at mid-range. If they're at mid-range, you can hit him with the Life or Death, Heaven Splitting, Life or Death. Really good on that. And but let's look at another character. Ichigo doesn't really have a hard time doing it, but he can still kind of get around it. Of course, Aizen just has that like 40-50% black coffin if they get hit by it, so that's just absolutely terrible. Let's see. Some other characters that do kind of struggle with that. Gon does struggle with it a little bit sometimes, but not too much to where he's just kind of useless with it. Kurapika doesn't really have a whole lot of issue with doing that either. Hisoka, I think, actually has more issue than the Hunter x Hunter characters. He probably has the most issue with dealing with range. His range attacks are only mid-range to close range, except for like Anonymous Magician. He does use the cards, but the cards really are kind of unreliable about where they're going to hit. They do have a homing, like a zooming in kind of effect to it, but and of course most of the JoJo characters can't deal with range. They have a really hard time doing it. Checkmate, no, I think it's useless. Useless he can be able to close into it sometimes, but even that's kind of difficult doing that. Yusuke actually is really good at long range. Spirit Gun, fully charged Spirit Gun, will still let you dodge roll away from an attack and then hit them with the Spirit Gun. So Yusuke is really good at long range. Like we already saw Toguro, he kind of struggles with it, except for the attack. You think you're invincible to attack, where he'll just rush in and do it. Kenshin really doesn't have a hard time dealing with it either, because his R2's triangle will sometimes just eat attacks. It'll just eat them, like right there, and then counter, and then you get, almost a 50% combo off it. So, and then Makoto Shishio, he kind of has a problem with it, because most of his attacks are close range. Yugi has no issue with it, because if you're doing his draw enough, it is definitely very useful. You also have like Dark Magician Girl, Dark Magician, especially if you have your attack power boost on them, you can really punish them for just spamming attacks. Except for maybe Vegeta's his energy volley. We already saw Midoriya and Asta. Dai doesn't have a problem with it either because of Von Strash. Really no issue dealing with that. Even characters like Cell, who really don't have a projectile until their ultimate, Cell can actually get around it, because he can just, if you want to take the damage, you can just perfect barrier it, and he might still take the damage, but I mean, he'll get armor from the barrier. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of go over that a little bit. Not spend too much time with the video today for Jump Force, but hopefully there'll be another video that comes out fairly soon that I'll kind of hop back into it. I do want to probably go and do another stream on Far Cry Primal. That's really all the time I got for today for Jump Force. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and your boy of Aries Game Productions. So until next time, I will see you guys, and remember, if you pick a character, this is really a game where you can pretty much pick, whatever character you really want to do, and this game allows for you to still be, still have that character do some insane stuff. So, also, if you guys haven't checked out, there is a video that got leaked. Apparently, the first round of DLC for Jump Force is going to be Seto Kaiba. He looks awesome from the stuff that I saw. If it is real, he looks incredible. Blue Eyes White Dragon is there, and of course, he summons the big boy Obelisk Tormentor for that ultimate. And so it is like Kaiba around the tournament arc, the Battle City arc. So just the same thing like Yugi is. So he looks really good though. It looks like he has Blue Eyes White Dragon, Crush. I think it's Crush Counter Virus or Crush Card Virus, and I think his one of his other attacks, I think, for his draw is similar to Yugi's. I think it's Shadow Spell, and basically, I think it will, if it works anything like it does in the anime, I think it'll, if you get caught in it, it'll lower your attack, and it'll probably just keep you there to where, you know, Blue Eyes can just do White Lightning or anything like that. Not sure what his other monster card's going to be, though. Since I have a feeling that he'll have probably 2 Blue Eyes attacks. I feel like one will be White Lightning, the other one will probably be some other, you know, like a close range attack, but because Yugi has his kind of mid-range with Dark Magician, but then he also has kind of a longer range with Dark Magician Girl, with the kind of Spellbinding Circle Dark Magician Girl combo. And I'm sure the same thing will probably be with Kaiba, where you can spend another bar to increase the power for each ability that you have. So I have no doubt too that Kaiba will probably have where Yugi has a lot of like kind of attack focused cards where he, you know, increases the attack of himself with magic formula. I feel Kaiba will probably have a bunch of debuff options, so he might have, you know, Crush Counter Virus might be something where the virus will just constantly deplete your health, or will only let you use a certain amount of moves every maybe 30 seconds or so. That would be broken, but I predict something Kaiba might have. He might be a more debuff character as opposed to Yugi, where he's more about, you know, kind of strategic offense moves. I wouldn't be surprised if Kaiba did turn out to be another offensive type character, but it's going to be hard with that, with Blue Eyes especially. Yeah, I could see that being kind of difficult with just hulking around Blue Eyes the entire time you're fighting. But the ultimate for Obelisk looks fantastic. I might actually go watch that again here in a second because it just looks so good. But until then, I'll see you guys next time, and hopefully we'll get more news on Kaiba, because I'm kind of glad they're starting off with a bang for their DLC. So I think after that they might try to push out Madara Uchiha for their DLC, so that'll be interesting. But I'll see you guys next time. So long.